Hey there! Today I'm going to walk you through creating a landing page for an AI travel companion app. We'll be building this in Lunacy, but you can easily follow along in Figma too. I'll share my design process and some tips along the way. Before we dive in, let's look at what we have to work with. The app logo, App Store badge, our brand font. We'll use a single font family with different weights for text hierarchy. Color palette plus an accent green color. We've chosen our colors based on the tetrad color scheme from Itten's color wheel, which is primarily designed for print. I've naturally adjusted these colors to be brighter for screen display since print colors tend to appear more muted on digital screens. Let's start with the header. I'm using a 4-column grid since that's all we need for this layout. Anything more would just leave empty columns unused. I'll set up our artboard at 1440 pixels width, which is a common desktop breakpoint. First, I'll place our headline text into the frame. I want to create some creative typography here, so I'll break it into components. The word companion is the longest, so I'll use that to determine the width and then copy the style to the other text elements using Ctrl-Alt-C and then Ctrl-Alt-V. Now for the fun part, to draw attention to key elements, I'll highlight AI and travel by embedding some 3D illustrations directly into the text. For AI, I'll use a robot illustration. For travel, I'll add a suitcase behind the word companion. Let's group this composition together. Now I'll add the logo and create the navigation menu. I'll copy the text style from our template and make it smaller. I put features, pricing, and our story into the auto layout to distribute it evenly at the center. For the Start Using button, I also create an auto layout. Add more padding so the text has room to breathe inside the button. Add a background fill. Change the text color. Round the corners completely. Now I'll put everything in an auto layout with automatic distribution, so the outer elements stay at the edges and the center elements remain centered. Let's check our grid alignment and make a few adjustments. Perfect. Our header is complete. Next, let's create a section highlighting the app's benefits. I'll create 3 blocks following our grid using colors from our tetrad palette. I'll make each block fit in our 4-column grid with some margin between them. Let's round the corners to match our design language. For the text, I'll make the headings extra bold with tighter letter spacing to make them more compact. Set the body text to medium weight. Make sure the spacing between heading and body text is consistent. Remove periods from headings since they're single marketing statements. I'll put everything in auto layout frames so they maintain proper spacing when content changes. Now I'll add iOS-y style icons to each block to visually represent the features. I'll position the icons with additional spacing above the headings to create clear separation from the text block. I'll make these icons darker to ensure they stand out against our colored backgrounds. Let's break up the rigid composition a bit to make it more interesting and playful. For the footer, I'll use our accent color since it contains our call to action. I'll make the app name large and prominent. Let's add our friendly robot character again with a speech bubble to encourage users to download the app. I'll create a speech bubble shape using the frame tool. Then I'll set up an auto layout to properly align the text and App Store badge within the bubble. Create a tail for the bubble using the pen tool, holding Alt to create sharp angles. Fill it with white. Round the corners slightly. To add some fun, I'll include some confetti elements around the robot and call to action. I'll recolor these to match our tetrad palette and remove any unnecessary elements. And there we have it. Our landing page for the AI Travel Companion is complete. It has a clear hierarchy, playful elements that reinforce the brand, and a strong call to action. The auto layouts we've used will make it easy to adapt if content needs to change. Great job following along. You've now created a professional-looking landing page with personality.